Hello, today I'll try to explain how to make a map with tiles in Azgaars Fantasy map generator. I use those for nation role-playing games, but they also can be used for other purposes. So first we need to filters and turn only rivers, biomes, and sell some. Then we need to go into generation options. Here you generally need to decide how many tiles you want. 10,000 might be actually too much, but 5,000, 10,000 is best. If you go higher, the tiles become too small, at least in my experience for a nation roleplay game. I usually run games with 15 or so players, and in that case, this map size, so 10,000 is good. If you have less players, like 6, 8, 5,000 might be better. Then you can set here the type of generation you want. I think continents is good in this case. And let's generate a new one, because this was the default one. Okay, this is a relatively decent shape. It also was important for me that we'd have our inland lake here, as that helps shock us. Next we go into the style menu, and first go into cells. Select element, and here you have to pick cells. Opacity 1, color black, and width at around 0.7 is the sweet spot. Then you put on clip water. The problem with clip water, of course, is that it creates these ugly lines. So the next we have to go to, and it's next we have to go to ocean and turn off the layers. I usually do that simply because it helps create a flatter look, which looks similar to the biomes, and no pattern. Next we need to go to icon, go to coastline. We put the opacity to max and make it black. And that creates a nice outline here. You also need to probably increase it a little bit more and turn on off the filter. This creates a relatively nice outline. There is errors here that need to be fixed by hand, which is these dots, where the clipping of the cell and the outline don't overlap here, and also the rivers here. But that's only if you actually want to keep the rivers from the Asgard generation. Important here is that this is not universal for all coastlines. You also need to do it for lakes, which works the same. So layer got turned off somehow, but style. You need to go separately into the lake category and change the stroke to black and do this here, or separately to ocean. So that's basically done. What else can be done? Other visual changes that can be done is changing the color of the river, of the lakes, to the same as the ocean, and doing the same to the rivers. And this is a ready for use map. Of course, there is some problems here. There's a giant desert here that's actually pretty good looking, but it starts seemingly nowhere. I would add some hills, mountains here, probably some mountains here. Thicken up this mountain range, probably have it fully white and then surrounded by brown, more like it looks aesthetically here. Make some more cold in the north, etc. But this is now a perfectly usable map. When exporting it, I would export it at 2 or 4 times the size that it's here. Otherwise, you can get some pretty gnarly pixelization in the cells. And then when you open it in GIMP, you can easily fix some of the errors by simply coloring everything white and then coloring it back into black, which I could show off actually. So now in GIMP, an easy first step to trying to fix the small dots, and now you need to find a sweet spot where it doesn't change this color, but hopefully the color is the gray. Okay, now you look here and change it back to black. In fact, this can be done a little bit better if you also do the change of color in black a few times so the color gets more uniform. The problem here is these white tiles. There's not a lot of them, but they will get colored fully black. So a good idea to prevent that would be to color them, let's say, blue temporarily. We can change the color of the borders to white and back to black, and hopefully that will remove most of the gaps. I'm seeing here still some decoloration. These artifacts are still here, and at this point they just need to be fixed manually. To get even less pixelization, you can just do it at 8 times the size as opposed to the 6 times I did here, to the 4 times I did here. There. This is now a fully functional map. You can run a game and